All right. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the ATP Finals. We're here. Last week of the year. Davis Cup after this, but ATP Finals to finish the season, the regular season, because a lot of players finished yesterday, right? Djokovic included, which we all expected. I think most people were thinking he wasn't going to play this tournament, which is a shame. But hey, Musetti gets a chance. So we'll be watching him tomorrow. But De Minaur versus Alcaraz, and then we've got Shelton versus Zverev. Like, very fun starts. Two very different matches too, because this one's probably going to be more of a physical battle. The next one will probably be more of a serving battle. So very fun to see how these matches play out, because everyone wants to get off to a good start. Alcaraz obviously wants to forget about what happened in Paris, and we're going to see how Zverev looks physically, because there is obviously concerns from Paris when he had the foot problem, and I don't know if he practice this. I heard somewhere that maybe he didn't do as much practice as he was going to this week or something. I don't know. So we've got to keep an eye on Zverev's fitness levels. But yeah, hey, what's going on, Pat? Welcome to the membership. Appreciate that. Now, I said this yesterday, and we have an exciting announcement. This week, for the entire ATP Finals, we're going to be working along with Trace, who, if you remember last year, we were doing the posters. Remember the posters last year, chat? Remember we had those, it was like the stats posters that they were generating those posters with the stats, and we got to name some of them. So we're working with them again, but they've changed the way they do things. It's not the same as, it's not the posters this year. It's better. In my opinion, I think it's more exciting because you can actually win stuff, which is kind of awesome. Still free though. It's totally free. And we're going to go through it before we get started, because I haven't claimed my prizes. Now, there's a link in the chat. There's a link in the description if you're watching this later. If you want to join anytime, it's free to join. Like I said, and again, you can win prizes, which is really fun if you're checking every day. Remember last year, you had to check in every day, and every day you would get a different, digital, like a digital poster, and then at the end of the tournament you could buy those if you wanted. This is slightly different, so we're going to go through it in a second. But yeah, the guys at Trace are great as well. I've talked to them throughout the season. They've been doing this, I think, since like Canada. This version of the app, so it's going to be interesting. So they're helping us out this week, and we're talking about them again, which is, again, something that if I knew they were doing this in Canada, I would have started doing it back then, but I forgot that I didn't realize that they were doing this. So we'll go through it real quick. So here it is. This is the app. When you click the link, it sends you to this. Sign up is free. Just email. I think it's like email and name. And then all you got to do is you got to just go to the main page, which is the programs page. You click enter. See, they've been doing it since Canada. They did Cincinnati. They did Shanghai. You got enter tournament because we're in Turin. And then all you got to do is you just got to pick who you're going for, who you want to win, or if you don't really mind, you can go or the best player wins. So Shelton versus Zverev. Of course, I'm a Shelton fan. I'm going to go Shelton. I'm going to go De Minaur. And then you hold to confirm. And that's all you got to do. And then you're in. And the prizes are the fun part. So at the end of the tournament, if you're only on this for one day, you could win Taylor Fritz's headband. There's one of those available, apparently. If you're in it for 2 days, there's signed tennis balls. If you're in it for 3 days, Shelton. We don't know what the item is yet, but there's a Shelton prize, something from him. There's ATP Finals towels, hats as well. There's a Jannik Sinner signed stuff from him. There's more Taylor Fritz stuff. De Minaur racket available as well if you sign up for all the days. So you've got to do this every day. It's one of those daily things. And we're going to be talking about it every day, so don't worry. If you forgot, I'll remind you. But that's all you got to do. Click on the link and sign up. It does help the channel. They're helping out the channel, so we're going to jump over there and give them and sign up to have. And again, free, and you could win stuff. I mean, it's a no-brainer. But you can see how it says, tier 1 pack, and then the Taylor Fritz headband is what is at stake if you sign up. So go sign up. All right. And by the way, you've got, I think it says here 9 hours. So you've got like 9 hours. We're going to do this in the next stream. I'll remind you in the next stream if you weren't here for this one. But yeah, go join up. All right. But let's talk about this match for a second because they start in about 5 minutes. Alcaraz the favorite, obviously. But they played 4 times. Twice this year. The last close one they played was actually Rotterdam, where De Minaur won the second set, but then Alcaraz ended up winning the match. They played a very close match in Barcelona a few years ago, but that was in 2022, and a lot's changed. They also played in Barcelona this year, where Alcaraz got the straight sets win on the clay. But from what I'm reading, this is going to be a very fast hard court, so I don't know if that makes a difference, but it's going to be apparently a quick hard court, so that could be really, really fun. So we'll keep an eye on that. Actually, let me check if... make sure this works before we keep going. There we go. It does work. Great. All right. So yeah. Oh, by the way, I'll chuck the link in the chat just so you guys can do it before the match starts because then you won't forget. There you go. So yeah. So 4 times they've played. Never won. De Minaur's never won against Alcaraz, but I feel like he's been closer to Alcaraz than he's been to Sinner. Like all the Sinner matches he's played, I mean, he's lost a lot more to Sinner, but the Sinner matches feel a lot more one-sided when they're played. So as a De Minaur fan, I'm not as worried about this match as I would be if he was playing Sinner because, when he plays Sinner, I'm just kind of like, what are we doing? So let's see. Alcaraz obviously coming off the Norrie loss. Maybe not a bad loss in hindsight because Norrie nearly won a title yesterday. So, maybe we were a bit harsh on Alcaraz. Alcaraz even said, though, himself that it was the worst match he's played all season. So, but then Norrie is not an easy person to play. De Minaur, he is coming off a loss in Paris to Bublik, another guy who has been pretty good. He lost 7-5 in the third to Bublik. He did beat Hashanov, though, in Paris, which is a good win. And then, of course, lost to Sinner in Vienna in the semifinals there. So, De Minaur, he's had a very solid season. That's why he's number 7 in the race to the finals, or number 7 in the rankings, because the finals race is over. But, yeah, that is what... that is how things are looking. I would love De Minaur to win this. That'd be sick. Just this match. Just this match. If we start off like that, this ATP final is going to be pretty wild. Quick hard courts favor Alex? Maybe. It could, yeah. It snowed where you are last night? That's crazy. Can Carlos win the ATP finals? Sure. Did Musetti know Djokovic was going to pull out? So apparently, at the end of the match, Djokovic mentioned, "Hey, you're gonna, you can take my place in Turin." So at the end of the match, he did, but during the match, I don't think Musetti knew. But yeah, it was a. I tell you, after the stream last night, after the Djokovic match, which was one of the biggest streams of the year, outside of the slams. So, great way to end the year. Last Djokovic match of the year too, which was that. But yeah, it was hectic. I'm glad that Djokovic kind of got to the press conference and said I'm not playing, because if he waited 24 hours, I would have lost my mind. But yeah. And then Raducanu winning last night. It was a big night of tennis. Crazy. And then Tien and Norrie having that epic match. And it was just crazy. Crazy times. Did I miss the announcement you mentioned yesterday? If you click, there's a link in the chat. We're teaming up with the company. You might not have been here. If you weren't here last year, we're teaming up again for the ATP Finals with Trace, who have reached out again to team up, and all you gotta do is click the link, sign up, and you can win prizes by claiming each day. I'll go through it again later in the stream. Maybe when if we have a little bit of a lull after the first set or second set. It's not working for me, but the link's not working, or the sign up's not working. Let me know, Deb, what isn't working. Because the link should be working. The link's working for me. All you gotta do is... Oh, the sign-up's not working? That's strange. Anybody else having that problem? Let me check. So all you gotta do is sign up. It'll send you a code, and then you put the code in, and that should set you up. I don't know what's going on. It works for me. It worked for me. It worked fine for me, Deb, so I'm not sure. Isabel, it worked? Okay. Chat, let me know in the chat if it work. Because otherwise I'll try and get it working as well. I'll talk to the guys and see if they can get it working. Worked for me. Okay, nice. Thanks, Pat. I get the code and then putting it in bounces back to a new code. Does it? I don't know how that, what that means. Worked for Gene. Okay, thank you. Awesome. Oh, Suzanne, you've been doing it already. Okay. By the way, chat, I'm also in this. And if I win something, I'll probably end up giving it away on stream anyway. So don't worry. Don't think that I'm going to take your prize. If I win, I'm going to give it away anyway. So sign up. If I'm allowed, I have to ask them. I'll ask if I'm allowed to give it away. Are we going to see them play here or just the score? I'm going to tell you what they're doing. I'm going to tell you what's happening. I can't show the matches if that's what you're asking. Sorry. It's illegal. Oh, you want a towel from Shanghai? Hey, there you go. See, chat? Suzanne won a prize. What did I say? You got to be in it to win it? Love the tree. Oh, yeah. By the way, tree topper is set up. We have the tree topper now. There is the... It's a lovely tree topper. No, there's not one for the WTA. They're just working with the ATP now. I don't know if they have plans in the future, but yeah. What's my goal for subscribers? 1 million? I'm a little confused about how it works. Does anyone doing each daily sign you up for a chance to win each thing? Yeah, so if you sign up, by the way, they're doing a whole big song and dance. Literally, it's awesome. Yeah, so if you sign up, if you claim every day, then you have more chances to win more prizes. So if you claim in for one day, doesn't matter if it's today or during the week. Let's say you're only here for Alcaraz matches. If you claim the 3 Alcaraz days and you're not here for the other days, then it varies on how many days. If you do the whole 8 days of the ATP Finals and every day, which is why I'll remind you every day, if you're in the streams, then you are up for more prizes. So yeah, so if you only do it once, then you're only in it for the 1 day, the day one prize or 1 day prize. So the more days you check in or the more things you claim throughout the tournament, the more chances you have to win multiple different things. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? Code didn't work first time for me, but did it work? It works, Ming? Okay. As long as it's working. As long as it's working. Deb, if it doesn't work, send me a DM and I'll copy and paste it to them so they can see if there's any problem there. Why didn't Raducanu take a photo with this WTA CEO? I don't know. Worked on second code. Okay, so it worked eventually. Okay. I really like the lights on center court. Yeah, they're going all out here. Makes sense? Okay, cool. Yeah, so I can't remember last year exactly how the claim worked. I think you had to claim almost every... I I think if you claimed, I can't remember exactly how it worked last year, but yeah, if you claim on day, or like one of the days, doesn't matter if it's today or in 5 days. If you claim on one of the days, then you win. You're up for one of the prizes. But if you claim all 8 days, you can win any of the prizes. So the more, like, again, we'll do it in the second stream as well. Don't worry, I'll remind you in the second stream. Because the WTA CEO was investigation against Vukov stuff. Yeah, it's a bit like yeah. I don't know if people are reading into it too much. Like, she might have just been like not paying attention or whatever. But yeah, there's also, like I said this yesterday as well, Raducanu and the WTA have had a bit of a, over the years, not just with Vukov recently, over the last couple of years, scheduling things where, WTA, Raducanu's had to play at like 2 a.m., matches and some crazy stuff, or back to like 2 matches in a day. And, the WTA and Raducanu have always had like a bit of a, they've unfortunately had a bit of a headbutt over the time. And then, with the Vukov suspension that she didn't want, they instigated, or they started, they investigated because that's what they're trying to do, what they thought was right, even though Raducanu is like, I don't want this. So she probably, again, I didn't see it, so I can't say, oh yeah, she looked like she looked him in the eye and then walked away. I don't know. All I know is people were saying that she was in the photo, but also it could have just been like a mistake. She might not have been there. Like, she might have been, she just won the biggest trophy in her, second biggest trophy in her career, and $5 million prize money. Maybe she was a little bit overwhelmed, All right. Anyways, Alcaraz, De Minaur walking out on court. Let's see how this ATP Finals starts, because I would love De Minaur to win to start this tournament off. Now, just to give you a bit of a reminder on who is in this group. So you've got Alcaraz, Fritz, De Minaur, Musetti. It was supposed to be Djokovic, but Musetti is in this group instead. As a De Minaur fan, that doesn't make it any better, because De Minaur has a bad record against Musetti. Musetti's actually got a good record against Fritz as well, but I think Fritz would rather play Musetti than Djokovic because of the head-to-head. But for Alcaraz, I think playing Musetti on paper is a little easier than Djokovic, at least on hard courts. Maybe on a clay court, it would have been, just as tricky for Alcaraz as well, but I think getting Musetti in that group is a lot better for Alcaraz on a hard court. But also, Musetti's coming off playing, like, he played three setters last week and a two-setter, sorry. And the 3-3 setters all went down to the wire. He saved match points in one of them. The Stan match was brutal. The Djokovic match was so. Musetti coming to this tournament and playing tomorrow. Fritz is probably thinking, good, I'm glad I got him first, because he's probably coming off a pretty sore tournament from Athens, right? So maybe, Musetti being in this group is actually good for everybody because he might be tired, Also, the alternates, Bublik and somebody who hasn't been announced, but I'm going to guess it's probably Casper Ruud, because he is number 2. He's the second in line on the rankings, and also I think Ruud would probably be around unless he went to the Bahamas. But Bublik has been there all week. It is Ruud? Okay, there you go. So yeah, Casper Ruud is also in the alternates. But it'd be very, very if Ruud did play, it would be a very it must have been a very injury prone tournament. And hopefully that's not going to happen. Oh, he is actually coming from the Maldives? Really? That's so funny. That's so funny. All right. Players warming up, and we'll get this party started. God, I hope the ATP Finals is as good as the WTA Finals was. WTA Finals was so good. So good. Such a great way to end the season. It was a crazy week of tennis. Let's hope we get a lot of that this week. They made Casper come back from the Maldives. Yeah, well, I mean, look, that's not... The ATP was trying to... They didn't know Djokovic was going to pull out until yesterday. So, I mean, they were just trying to figure it out too. When is the Alcaraz logo reveal? I don't know. Probably at the start of the year, I would say. WTA finals were amazing. A pity it got overshadowed by Turin drama in Athens. Yeah, it was a little bit of a bummer that, Raducanu winning also coincided with Djokovic winning his 101st title, but also with the withdrawal of Djokovic and stuff. It's a little bit of a shame that it all had to happen at the same time. But, yeah. And also then you had the Tien Norrie match, which completely got overlooked because it was all at the same... I don't know how they could do this, but I would really wish they could, at least for the fans at home, spread out the matches. I don't know if they could do that because they're kind of all going off primetime schedules, and they all sort of go, well, the best time for a final is sort of 3 p.m. on a Saturday or a Sunday, and they're all trying to do that when they're all in the same time zones. It doesn't make sense. It kind of clashes. But for the fans at home, I mean, I would have loved yesterday to have we watch Tien Norrie, then we go to the WTA finals, and then we watch Djokovic or whatever. It would have been great to have a whole day of tennis. And I think think of other sports, right? There's sports, in the, with football, or you can watch, NBA or whatever, and they spread the matches out. So you can spend all day on the couch watching, 5-6 different games in a row, right? And you can just spend, Super Saturday, right? They have all that kind of stuff. I really wish tennis, and it's about coordination, right? It's just coordination between tournaments, because every tournament kind of runs their own way. But how good would that be for us as fans at home, sitting down and going, okay, well, we're gonna start watching it this time, and we're gonna spend all day watching tennis. Instead, we had 3 hours with everything happening at the same time, and it was I feel like that's such a missed opportunity. It would be more beneficial if, even if Tien and Norrie was after those two matches, we would have watched it. And Mets should have thought of that and gone, oh, well, instead of putting the match, we should put the match on at 7 p.m. instead of 3, and then we'll avoid clashing with the more important, the more interesting matches from the public. Because I'm sure, how many of us would have I would have done a live stream for it, but, we would have all been paying attention to Mets a lot more had it not been overlapping with everything else. It was right in the middle as well of all that, It's could have been a good opportunity, or start a little bit earlier, Maybe one day. Maybe one day we'll get this, they'll figure this out. Sometimes they do. Sometimes it's great. Sometimes they stagger the events and it's oh, great, I can watch this and that and that. But this week was a bit of a mess, at least with scheduling towards the end. All right, here we go. Alcaraz is wearing Australian colours, which is very confusing because he's playing De Minaur. That's literally. I think that's the Davis Cup outfit for Australia. He must have found it when we lost. Found a spare outfit. All right, here we go. De Minaur wearing the all black. He is serious. Also, I think Paolini wore the all black. They're sponsored by the same company. I think maybe it's the ATP Finals brand. How good's that, though, for ASICS? They had Paolini, even though she didn't do great. They had her on the women's side. They got Demon on the men's side. They don't sponsor too many players, but 2 of their players make the ATP Finals, and that's huge, right? ATP Finals is obviously going to get a lot of people watching. Alcaraz Australian today. I wish we would win the Davis Cup if he was Australian. He'd be the difference maker. All right, here we go. Carl's going to serve first. Here we go. I'm going to go Alcaraz in 3. But I would love Demon to win. and just send a shock through the whole tournament. Alcaraz with a great serve. 15 love. Almost too nervous to watch. All right, 15 love. Serving to the 400 Demon, but it's a let. Now, from what I was reading, so apparently, at least according to the last couple of years, Turin is, I don't know exactly the number on the court speed, but apparently it is considered one of the faster courts, hard courts. As Alcaraz in the net, 15-0. I wonder if Chad, I wonder if this crowd are going to go for Demon because they know Alcaraz can beat Sinner, and it's Italian crowd, right? I wonder if Demon's going to be an adopted Italian today. 15-0. That'd be amazing if the crowd was on Demon's side. So having a look. So the ATP Finals in London was super quick. Super quick. In the medium fast range. Close to the fast range. But it is apparently, last year it was on the medium to medium fast range. Now remember, Paris was on the slow, the medium slow range. It was just above. It was a tick above medium slow. And we know how slow it was because everyone was talking about how slow it was. So I'm going to guess this is faster. At least based on last year, it should be faster than Paris. Does that make a difference? Maybe it makes a difference for, Shelton. Maybe it makes a difference for, for maybe Sinner's or even Alcaraz's serve, right? As De Minaur puts away the winner 30-0. Maybe it helps Fritz, right? Because Fritz's serve, obviously, when it's on, it's it might be the best serve in the world this year. So so the courts are playing a little quicker. The big servers are going to get a lot more free points, and that will be valuable against Alcaraz and Sinner, which are the two guys to beat. 30-0. Oh, it worked, Deb? Good. Thanks, Deb. Just on a different device. Okay. 40-30. Alcaraz with an ace. 40-30. By the way, Chad, is there any ace countdowns we can do this week? What's Fritz's ace count for the year? He's hit the most aces, I think. I think he's up in is he up in the 832? Okay, so he's going to have to hit 170 aces to get to 1,000 in 5 matches. Is that possible? 30 aces a match. He's just got to play 3 tie breaks he's just got to play every set of tie break. 30 aces a match. He might get to 1,000. And he's got to probably make the final. Play 5 matches, Easy, yeah. So yeah, if he hits 10 aces per set, 3 setters all the way through, 15 sets, 150, he might need a little more. Maybe 12 aces a set. And play 3 setters all the way to the final, but 12 aces average per set. Does that work? Is that the math? Is that math? All right. He might get to 900 if he's serving very well. All right. Demon to serve. All right. Demon to serve. And he serves a fault. Second serve. Demon will defeat Alcaraz brutally today. Okay. Based on what? 15 love. Is that just based on a hunch, or is that based on anything in particular? 15 love. And we're to fault second serve. Serving the backhand of Alcaraz, backhand of Demon. into the front of Alcaraz. A Demon backhand again to the front of Alcaraz. To the backhand of De Minaur as Alcaraz backhand slice. Demon with a forehand. In the backhand of Alcaraz. A Demon backhand down the line. That's a great shot. Alcaraz gets it. Demon comes to the net. Alcaraz going to hit a backhand lob. Demon with a smash. Alcaraz going to get it back. There's Demon forehand. Alcaraz going to hit another forehand into the net. Oh, Demon was lucky. As soon as he put that smash down the middle and Alcaraz got back in the rally, you thought this is going to be over and, highlight for Alcaraz. But no, he missed. All right. 18-shot rally. 30 love. Love. And then an ace from Demon. Let's go. 40 love. 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 As the return goes out by Alcaraz and Demon holds 1-1. All right. Back to Alcaraz. As with a forehand. Into the forehand of Alcaraz, and Alcaraz overhits it. Love 15. Love 15. All right, as Alcaraz serves an ace, 15-0. As the return goes to forehand of Alcaraz, and Alcaraz puts it away. 30-15. As with a let. I saw yesterday the trailer for Frankenstein. Looks super scary. Well, it's not a horror movie, but I don't think it's a horror. But it's great. I loved it. As the return goes to forehand of Alcaraz, forehand now from De Minaur goes wide, 40-15. I loved it. I thought it was great. I mean, it's Halloween. I don't think it's not horror. Like, I wouldn't call it a horror movie. Yeah, okay, there's some gore and there's some violence, a little bit, there's fighting and stuff, but I wouldn't call it like a horror. It's more of a fantasy kind of movie with a little bit of blood. But it's great. I thought it was great. As De Minaur backhand return to the backhand of Alcaraz, and Alcaraz hits it out. Nice return, 40-30. It's not scary at all. Yeah, it's not like jump scary or like, it's not like watching, it's not like watching, I don't know. It's not like a psychological or, demonic. Yeah, it's got like themes of like, of religion, but it's not like demonic or like any of that stuff, like the, like a horror movie would be in that genre. There is a little bit of blood though. And there are some like jump scares, but it's not like really. That like it's not like you're not going to have nightmares. I don't think. 4-4 rally. I mean, unless you don't like, if you don't like monster movies, then don't watch it. As that goes wide by Alcaraz and his deuce, but I thought it was great. But I'm also like a Guillermo del Toro fan, so I think his movies are so like, creative. I love it. Deuce. As Alcaraz serves again. A fault, second serve. No, they're not too many jump out of your seat moments, really. I wasn't jumping out of my seat that much. As the backhand return goes in the forehand of Alcaraz. Backhand out from Demon. Goes long and it's advantage. Alcaraz, that was a bad return. Bad backhand by De Minaur. So, by the way, chat, this is Alcaraz. I think it's his third ATP Finals. He qualified in 22, but didn't play. Was it 22? No, he qualified in 22, but didn't play because he ended the year in number 1. But he won the trophy for that, but he didn't play. And then he played in 23. Yeah, he made his debut in 23, made the semis, lost to Djokovic in straights. But he did beat Medvedev and Rublev, lost to Zverev, which was interesting. And then last year, De Minaur made his debut when he finished number 7. And De Minaur didn't win a match. He did win a set against Fritz, but he didn't win a match. He lost to Sinner, Medvedev, and Fritz. And Alcaraz, he lost to Zverev, lost to Ruud, but he beat Rublev. So Alcaraz last year had a pretty... Remember that loss to Ruud was like super out of nowhere. We thought, what the hell? And then he lost that was the first day, I think. And then he ended up winning against Rublev, but he lost to Zverev. And that was the difference between him qualifying. And then Ruud qualified for the semis, lost to Sinner. And then Fritz beat Zverev, as it has been happening a lot. Yeah. So that was what the story of the ATP Finals. So this is Alcaraz's third. This is De Minaur's second. But De Minaur still yet to win a match here. All right, advantage Alcaraz. Where's my dog? She's just there. As the backhand return goes out by Demon, it's 2-1. US Open is nowhere near as quick as Turin. Yeah, we'll keep an eye on how many aces are hit during this week. Check this out. So there's my tree topper. And the head is eating a pumpkin. I think it looks good. I'm just going to get a Christmas hat for it. And then it is complete. All right. Sinner is god of tennis. No one can touch his level. Okay. Alcaraz fans make excuses for... Oh, I'm reading the same person. Jackpot, can you come back tomorrow when we watch Sinner? Because you're really kind of bumming everyone out. I thought you didn't watch Aussies. Well, I made an exception. Of course, we're watching every ATP Finals match. It's not my fault. Well, it's good there's an Aussie in it. It's only we just don't watch Aussies early on in tournaments. When they play the big guns, we're watching Alcaraz. It just so happens he's playing an Aussie. That's different. I don't watch Demon play early rounds, especially if he loses. It sucks. He looks decent on indoor hard court. These guys played Rotterdam. Yeah, but the problem with Rotterdam was that they slowed it down. I don't know how slow Rotterdam was, but Rotterdam was super slow. And I'm not saying that's the only reason Alcaraz won, because Paris was slow and he lost that, right? But from what we were hearing in February is that the difference from Rotterdam from last year to this year, they'd really slowed the courts down for whatever reason. Maybe they want long rallies, maybe they were sick of tie breaks, but they slowed it right down this year. And De Minaur still got a set. So the fast courts don't it changes things too much because both these guys can play on fast courts or slow courts. It's just Alcaraz would probably prefer playing on a slower court because it gives him a little bit more time. But De Minaur doesn't have the big shots that will take time away. So, I think it doesn't matter if this was in Rotterdam or here or in Paris. I think the results would be pretty similar. It just depends on how they're playing. Now, it'd be different when Alcaraz takes on Fritz. Wait, is it Fritz? That will be different because Fritz's serve will be a big key into whether or not that match is going to be close, right? As that goes out by a demon, it's love 30. And then also, like, if we make it to the semis and it's, let's say it's Shelton versus Alcaraz in the semis, then the serve might be a big thing. By the way, Casper Ruud is in the house. Is that him? Is that Ruud? He's on the phone. He's probably telling his girlfriend, he's like, yeah, I just got here. Yeah. Sorry, I had to leave the holiday. Love 30. Sorry, is it his wife? Is he married? Casper Ruud is so wholesome. By the way, chat, name me a player with 0 haters. Casper Ruud. Like a player with 0 haters. Casper Ruud. All right, drop shot is too good by Alcaraz. Love 40. It's his fiance. She's having a baby, right? They're having a baby, right? Perfect guy. Yeah, he is the nice. He's Mr. Nice Guy. Like, he has 0 haters, and obviously Gael Monfils too. Yeah, but like, Ruud is definitely someone with like every time we watch Ruud, nobody ever says anything bad, and nor should they because he's great. 4-1 down the line into the backhand of De Minaur, backhand from Alcaraz. The forehand of Demon. There's Alcaraz backhand down the line. Too good. Alcaraz breaks. 3-1. 3-1. It would have been cool if Ruud was part of the ATP Finals last. It was cool having him part of the ATP Finals last year. Yeah. I mean, him beating Alcaraz was such a moment. No, I think Kyrgios and Ruud are pretty chill now. I don't think Kyrgios has too many. He doesn't have too many beefs anymore. He's kind of. I think him and Ruud, because didn't they play? What was it? They played something, didn't they? Didn't they play UTS or something? And they were all fine. I think Ruud and Kyrgios were all good. But you're right. There were a couple of years ago. It was definitely that was definitely a thing. Because if you remember in 2019 when Kyrgios flipped the chair in Rome and got disqualified, Ruud was playing him. And that sort of set the beef off because Ruud was said, he was acting silly, and Kyrgios didn't like that, so he came back, and then they had this whole thing, and then they played Indian Wells, and then Kyrgios won, and then Kyrgios said at the camera, like, you don't have anything to say now, blah, blah. But now, like, I think Keegs is kind of, he doesn't have, he used to beef with Djokovic, he doesn't do that anymore. Like, Kyrgios seems like his beef days are over. Or at least, he probably has a beef with somebody, but it seems like he's pretty chill now with most players. I can't remember what tournament it was, but he didn't he play doubles with Ruud? Was it not the UTS, the World Tennis League? Didn't they play together last year in the World Tennis League? They played a tournament together and they played doubles and we're like, oh, this is awkward, but then they were fine. Anyways, 15-all. Oh yeah, okay, yeah, Kyrgios Sinner, okay. Okay. I said nearly everybody. He seems like he's chill with most players. Not everybody, but most. 15-all. As the return goes in the backhand of Alcaraz. Backhand out from Demon. As Alcaraz forehand into the forehand of Demon. Into the forehand of Alcaraz who hits a forehand cross-court winner. 30-15. 30-15. It was the World Tennis League? Yeah, I thought so. Because I remember they went in the same team and were kind of like, ooh, how's that going to work? And then they were fine. They were like laughing and getting along. So, again, Ruud is Mr. Nice Guy. Like, no one is, 0 haters. 30-15. A bit of serve again from Alcaraz. An ace. All right. Carlos is in a mood. All right. So this is the problem with playing Alcaraz after he's had a bad loss. Like this is, we should have thought of this. Like Carlos, he's been sitting on that Paris loss to Norrie for 2 weeks. Probably just like, him and the team have been like in the lab figuring out what to do and how that happened and waiting. Like Alcaraz has probably been like, he probably went to the mountains like Rocky and like lifting logs and shit. He should have grown a beard. Like it's, like he has gone, like he would have gone into training the second he lost to Norrie, and for 2 weeks he would have been just like, in the hyperbolic chamber and fight, like, you know what I mean? Dragon Ball Z, 40-30. And then today he's like blaming it on Alex, right? And it's like, great, this is great, great. He's in revenge mode, even though Norrie's not here, All right. 40-30. Serving the backhand of De Minaur, forehand out from Alcaraz. The De Minaur forehand to the backhand of Alcaraz. Into the forehand of Demon. Is Alcaraz backhand. Into the backhand of Demon. Is Alcaraz backhand again with a slice. Demon forehand. Goes long. 4-1. 4-1. Literally tennis Rocky. I don't know about literally. I personally think he was made in a lab. Because he's too good. All right. How we doing, chap? What's going on? By the way, have you clicked the like button yet? If you click the like button, it turns into a tennis ball, not even joking. All the players in Carlos's draw doesn't even stand 1% of chance of beating him. Okay. The only player that I think he has to play his best against is Fritz. But I agree. I think Alcaraz should win this match and he should beat Musetti. And then against Fritz, that's the interesting match. But again, he probably still beats Fritz too because look at the head-to-head. But Alcaraz should go 3-0. I think we all agree. Am I saying that did I say that he wasn't going to? Thoughts on Raducanu? It's great. I love that Raducanu won the WTA Finals. That was such a great, I'm calling her the Del Potro of the ATP. She was fast becoming the Delpo of the WTA, the player that we all wanted to do well and everybody wanted to see do well, but just could never get healthy and had so much going on that she just never could put a full season together. Injuries, sickness, all kept coming up. And then she had a slam, but she should have more. But this year she played like a full season, and look what she ended up doing, right? So I'm so happy with that she won the title, and I hope that she can win a slam next year. That'd be sick. She's better than one slam, and I think a lot of people kind of maybe it's like Delpo, right? Like you might have a favorite, you might like Sabalenka or whatever, but she might be your second favorite, Raducanu. She might be the one that you're like, oh, well, if my player loses, then I'm rooting for her. I think she's got that. I think a lot of people kind of are rooting for Raducanu. Maybe not as the favorite, but, obviously she's got a lot of fans. But you know what I mean? Like, I think a lot of people are happy for Raducanu to win the title, unless you're a Sabalenka fan. If you're a Sabalenka fan, you're like, damn it. but if you're a neutral fan, maybe I'm happy that she won. Love 15. There's a bit of fault. Second serve. Second serve. As the return goes back into De Minaur. Demon hits it out. Love 30. Love 30. Think she might win the AO next year. Oh, man, I wouldn't look past Anisimova. I think Anisimova at the AO next year. Because the difference now is that Raducanu is going to be expected to do well in Australia. So that's going to be interesting. And Anisimova might fly a little bit under the radar. which is probably better for her, right? Because we saw what happened when she was, sort of expected to win. She, struggled. But Anisimova might be, she might be the. Don't forget how good she's been. Is it a 4-4 rally? And De Minaur goes down the line to the back of Alcaraz. De Minaur just defending and hits it out. Wow, what a rally! Alcaraz was hitting that forehand hard. Love 40. Alcaraz came to play. I mean, yeah, Sabalenka at the AO. I mean, there's so many players in Australia that the Australian Open next year is going to be so competitive. Gauff's made the semis before. Keys is going to be the defending champion. Swiatek's been good. Like, she was good this year in Melbourne. I mean, there's probably about 10 players that could win the Australian Open on the women's side. It's awesome. Don't forget Osaka, right? She's not that far behind the top 10. Why couldn't Osaka win the... I mean, she made the semis of the US, nearly made the final. Don't forget Osaka's won it twice. Backhand goes long by Alcaraz, 15-40. Andreeva, she's probably looking to rebound after a disappointing end of the year. Pegula's definitely no joke. Pellini will be interesting to see if she can back it up again next year. Bencic has had a great season, obviously, as well. Her game should suit Melbourne conditions. Alexandrova's game is massive too. De Minaur hits a forehand down the line. Alcaraz puts up a lob, but it's wide. 30-40. So there's a lot of players that could do well in Melbourne. And then because everyone's starting the year off fresh, there could be unseeded players that do well because that's sort of how it works. By the way, Demon's mum's in the house. Also, I think is that Katie Boulder's parent? I reckon that's the future mother-in-law and his mum. It must be. I don't know if that's Katie Boulder's mum as well, but the mums are in there, maybe. Or maybe it's just his auntie or something. Anyways, backhand slice goes in the forward to Demon. Great shot, De Minaur. Great shot. Alcaraz couldn't get there, which is, it's a good shot. Deuce. I reckon that she's got blonde hair, but that's Katie Boulder's mum, I reckon. Katie Boulder is not there, as far as I can tell. All right, deuce. Serving to the forehand of Alcaraz. Forehand from Demon down the line. Alcaraz with the backhand pass. In the net. Advantage Demon. Advantage Demon. Advantage De Minaur. To take his second game of the first set. Great serve out wide. All right, Demon holds from love 40 down. All right. Alcaraz to serve. And the crowds appreciate it. I mean, tell you what, the atmosphere here is electric. All right. Back to Alcaraz. As Alcaraz serves again. Into the backhand of Demon, who puts it in the ground. That's 15 love. I think the people in Carlos's draw are in better form than Sinner's side. Yes and no. I was a bit of double fault Alcaraz 15-0. I mean, Fritz has been since making the final of Tokyo. Fritz has been sort of one win, one loss, but he's also been a little bit injured, I think, as well. De Minaur has been solid all year, and then Musetti's obviously coming off a final last week. But before last week, Musetti wasn't playing amazing. It was kind of a bit on and off. It's only last week that sort of made his form look a lot more impressive. The problem with the difference with the Sinner group is that like Zverev might be injured. FAA hopefully is recovered from having a week off because that's why he took the week off instead of playing Metz. And Shelton's shoulder wasn't a problem in Paris, but before Paris he was struggling to win matches. So I don't know. I feel like like after Djokovic withdrew, I think both Sinner and Alcaraz have a similar level of difficulty. It's not easy for either guy because there's obviously going to be tough matches for both at times, but I think both guys they should both win their group, right? Whereas with Djokovic in the group was a little bit different. It felt like a little bit different, you know. It felt like Djokovic and Alcaraz were going to fight out for the top of the group, but as De Minaur with a forehand, Alcaraz forehand goes long. All right, Demon's got a break point. Alcaraz making an error and laughing about it. 30-40. Yeah, Alcaraz, he played a good point, but the forehand at the end there was total shank. Great defense from Demon. Can we just get a camera in the can we get a little camera in the corner of just De Minaur's mum's reaction for the entire match? De Minaur and, again, I'm guessing Katie Bolter's mum. Let me have a look. Let me see if it's... I want to make sure I'm getting it right. As the backhand return goes forehand of Alcaraz. Into the forehand of Demon. Alcaraz forehand to the backhand of Demon. Alcaraz to the forehand again. Demon goes down the middle. Alcaraz comes to the net. Demon passing shot lob. Alcaraz smash. Too good. We get the deuce. I don't know if it is Katie Bolter's mum. Hang on. I don't think it is. Oh, maybe it is. With a haircut. Maybe. Did Katie Bolter's mum play tennis? Like professional tennis? Maybe? I don't know. Somebody confirm. Can we get confirmation? That's not her mum? Okay. Then it must be a De Minaur's auntie. I don't know. It's definitely De Minaur's mum, though. All right, deuce. Second serve, Alcaraz. As the return goes into the forehand slice of Alcaraz. Drop shot is good, but De Minaur gets him, puts it away. De Minaur's back in this if he can break. Advantage Demon. Oh, it's Demon's grandma. Okay, that makes sense. All right, advantage Demon to get back on serve. They got to put it on the screen like, you know when they do it during the slams when they show celebrities. They didn't do that. All right, advantage Demon to get back the break. There's a fault from Alcaraz. Here we go. Second serve. Serving to the backhand of Demon. Return goes forward of Alcaraz. Demon back in down the line. Alcaraz gets with a forehand, but it's in the nets. De Minaur was down 4-1, love 40. And now we're back on serve. And Alcaraz is looking concerned because he's made some silly errors. All right, 4-3. Alcaraz still leads, but we're back on serve. Good fight back from Demon. All right. We are level. Well, back on serve. Alcaraz dressed as Team Australia to troll Demon. Yeah. By the way, chat, this is speaking as an Australian. We have the ugliest team colors. Like, I'm not even kidding. Like, every time we do Olympic stuff, I'm like, oh God, it's just like the yellow it's meant to be green and gold, but it's green and really horrible yellow. It's never gold. It's always yellow. It's like a gross yellow. So I don't know why they would give Alcaraz like Australian colors. Like I guess it's kind of like a tennis ball greeny yellow color they're trying to go for, but we do not have the nice. We do not have like every time it's just we never see like the green's good. The gold is always like yellow. It's gross yellow. It's not good. I don't know why they would use that as an inspiration. Why do Australia wear green and gold? So the green and the gold signify like I guess like this. Was it this? Oh, I should know this. I should know this. It's got like to do with the like the green is for the trees and the gold is for the sand. I think like it's sort of like the sun and the nature. I think that's what it means. But also like otherwise it would be red, white, and blue, and like every other country, most other countries have red, white, and blue. Like America, Great Britain, France. I mean, you can name 20 countries that all have that same color. I mean, I guess it's kind of like Italy, right? Why does Italy wear blue? It's not part of their flag, right? Same with Brazil. Brazil are green and gold, but they wear blue as well, right? So I guess it's sort of that. We just wear, and it's also because the national flower for Australia is the wattle, and wattles are green and green and yellow. So I think it's also symbolizes that as well. Yeah, the wattle tree, which is an Australian. By the way, 40 Love Demon. What the hell's going on? Serve bot much? He serves. Alcaraz returns off the tape. De Minaur with a drop volley. Alcaraz gets with a pass and hits a winner. 40-15. So that's why. Brazil wear yellow? Yeah, they do wear yellow, but sometimes they wear blue, don't they? I know Italy wear blue. It's like the Netherlands, right? The Dutch wear orange. That's got nothing to do with their national flag or their country flag. 40-15. Yeah, Alcaraz does look very Australian. It's funny. As with a backhand rally. Into the forehand of Alcaraz. De Minaur on the stretch can't get it. 40-30. From an easy game to a tough game for Demon. 40-30. 40-30. Brazil's second national uniform is blue. Yeah, when they play like away games in the World Cup, they wear blue, right? Italy is blue because it was the color of the royal dynasty. Okay, nice. Yeah, why do the Dutch wear orange? What's the orange signify? As with a forehand rally down the line now to the backhand of Alcaraz. Demon backhand into the forehand of Alcaraz. Demon doing the running. As Alcaraz backhand cross court. Demon's got it. Alcaraz forehand again to the backhand of Demon, but Alcaraz overhits it. Alcaraz is making errors. He is making errors. That forehand is completely off at the moment. Dutch Royals called the House of Orange. Oh, okay. So usually if it's not it goes back to royal colors. I'm reading in Europe. If any reason why they're not using the same color, it's because of the Royals. Because the Royals must predate the flag, maybe? I don't know. All right. 4-all. De Minaur was love 40 at 4-1 down. I mean, he was getting smoked as Alcaraz misses another forehand and it's love 15. Carlos's forehand, and now he's not smiling, his forehand is completely missed. His forehand has disappeared. Love 15. As Alcaraz gets away with that serve. 15-0. As the return goes into the net from Demon. 30-15. 30-15. Serving to the forehand of Demon. Return goes in the forehand of Alcaraz. Demon backhand on the stretch. As Alcaraz forehand to the forehand of Demon. Again, the forehand of Alcaraz. Demon backhand into the forehand of Alcaraz. And Alcaraz in the net again with a forehand. 30-all. What is this forehand? 30-all. All right, 30-all. Now we get a fault. Second serve. Serving to the forehand of Demon. Drop volley Alcaraz, too good. Too good, even for Demon all. 40-30. 40-30. Serve again. Into the back end of Demon. Forehand from Alcaraz into the... Oh, hit the tape and went over. Demon didn't even try to run. Alcaraz gets a little lucky. All right, 5-4. He takes the lead back. All right. Cool. How we doing, chap? How are we doing? Do you think Alcaraz will go undefeated in the group stage, year-end number one or not? So Alcaraz has to make the semis to be number one, right? To end the year at number one. And that doesn't matter what... Because Sinner has to win the whole thing undefeated, right? And then hope Alcaraz doesn't make it through the group. Is that it? Pardon me. Or does Alcaraz have to win undefeated? Or if he loses a match, does he then have to win the semis? Like, what's the math? That's right. So if Alcaraz makes the semis, that's it. He needs to win 3 matches. Oh, okay. So if he wins the group, if he goes undefeated in the group, he ends the year at number one. Or if he wins 2 out of 3 and then wins the semi. So he's got to... I'll tell you this. How about this, chap? What a crazy situation this would be. Imagine if he goes 2-1 and then he plays Sinner in the semis. Can we have that? Is that okay? I know Alcaraz fans are like, no. Alcaraz fans are like, no, he's going to win 3-0. And Sinner fans are like, no, we don't want that. But that would be kind of awesome, though, right? I don't know who beats him, though. Who's going to get the one? Who's going to get that one match off Alcaraz to change it? But it would kind of be sick if it was like 2-1 and then Sinner Alcaraz was for the number one spot. That would be kind of awesome. For the neutral fans, it would be great. For for everybody else, yeah, okay, it sucks, but it'd be kind of sick though. Fritz can get the one match off Alcaraz, maybe. So yeah, who would top the group if not Alcaraz, right? It would be, Fritz is probably the obvious answer. It means Fritz would have to win against Musetti, who he has a bad record against, and against De Minaur, who he's level with. So I don't know. It would be a nice way to end the year if like the world number one was a Sincaraz semi-final and winner gets number one, and then plays the final. That'd be kind of sick. Anyways, love 15. Demon serves the backhand of Alcaraz. Backhand from Alcaraz goes out. Alcaraz is making these really sloppy errors. Like they're very bad errors. He's just pushing the ball out, 15-all. Ace from Demon. 30-15. By the way, Chad, I'm really pumped for the next match. I can't wait to see Shelton take everyone on. I hope Shelton's 100% fit. I'd love to see Shelton roll some heads. Oh, So much fun. Did anyone see the funny the press conference the other day with Zverev and Shelton? I thought that was so funny. It was such a good it was a good laugh. Anyways, 400 rally. D minutes it out 30-0. They asked Shelton like, or they asked Shelton and Zverev like, who would you rather? Would you rather play Jannik Sinner because of with the crowd and stuff, or would you rather play against Alcaraz? And Shelton's like, gives this long answer about how like, I actually love the atmosphere and I'd love to play an Italian in Italy and I know how passionate you guys are and stuff. And then Zverev's like, Carlos. He's like, I don't want any part of playing against Italians in Italy. I don't want that smoke. I don't need that. I don't want that in my life. Give me Carlos. Neutral ground. But he said it with one. He didn't say any of that. He just said it with one word. You could tell Zverev's like, I don't want anything to do with playing against Italians in this place. I don't want to play you. I don't want to do it. It's not worth my time. And Shelton's like, but I kind of. So it was just like, you just knew what Zverev was thinking with that one word response. Backhand goes in, and the drop shot in the net by Alcaraz, 5-0. I want to know how many errors Alcaraz hit because he has seemingly hit a lot. A lot of errors from Carlos in the last 5 games. Yeah, who would you want to draw, Carlos or Jannik? And then Shelton was like, I would love to play an Italian here. It would be really fun to play with the crowd, the atmosphere, the electricity. I'd love that. And then Zverev's like, Carlos. Fair enough. All right, 5-5. And Shelton got his wish. He gets to play Musetti. Sorry, he gets to play Sinner. But also Zverev has to play Sinner as well. So Zverev didn't get his wish. Backhand down the line is wide by Demon, 15 love. Brutally honest, yeah. I mean, it wasn't even like brutal. It was just kind of like such a, like, it was like that's it. That's the answer I'm giving, and that's it. It was very good comedic timing from Zverev. 15 love. Even Shelton thought it was funny. Shelton was laughing his ass off. 15 love. A bit of fault second serve. Yeah, they both lost to Sinner as well. I mean, yeah, Shelton probably doesn't want to play Sinner again because he's just played Sinner twice, lost both matches. Probably rather play Alcaraz at this point, not play Sinner again. I mean, there's probably a lot more. There was a lot of unspoken, like a lot of unspoken words from that one word. The answer seemed simple, but it was also like, yeah, for a lot of reasons why he wouldn't want to play Sinner here. Zverev. 15-0. As the backhand return goes in the forehand of Alcaraz. Forehand from Demon is a pass, but Alcaraz with the drop volley winner. 30-15. What's the head-to-head between these two? 4-0 in favor of Carlos. But there have been a couple of 3-setters. It's never been a beatdown between these guys. It's always been competitive. And it's because Demon has that game that does sometimes push the patience of Alcaraz, if that makes sense. As the return goes in the forehand of Alcaraz, Alcaraz hits a winner. It's 40-30, 40-15. De Minaur has a game that tests people's patience, right? You got to play more points, more shots against him. You're not going to be able to just hit big serves and expect to get out of here. You're going to have to hit 3 or 4 what would be a winner against most guys, but Demon gets it back. So you got to so the patient, test your patience on this one. And sometimes we've seen, Alcaraz in the past that when he's played against guys that do, 2 of the worst losses he's had by ranking have been against guys that are like De Minaur, like Norrie. He tests your patience, right? He doesn't play any, fancy tennis, really. He just kind of rallies. Alcaraz hits a lovely volley winner. Great little rally between the two at the net. But Alcaraz too good. And then also Goffin, right? Back in Miami. That was a similar style as well. Just someone who's going to rally. And eventually, if Alcaraz gets a little, impatient, he'll make an error or he'll go for something silly. Whereas that's why I think that's probably the biggest difference between the Demon Sinner match and the Alcaraz match, because when he plays Sinner just will rally all day, right? Whereas Alcaraz sometimes, and we've seen in this match already, makes errors. He gives 3 points away. I feel Carlos will take the ATP Finals trophy unbeaten. He will do it. No, don't worry, Alcaraz fans. Okay? Why doesn't Alex lob the net? You mean lob Alcaraz? Because it's not that simple. He's tried a couple, though. He has tried to lob him a few times. All right. De Minaur is a good player, but what he is missing to beat the higher ranked guys than him. And I've said this ever since Demon started playing. It just misses that big shot. Everyone if I go down the top 10 list currently, right? Alcaraz, he's got many weapons, right? Sinner, many weapons. Zverev, he's got the serve. Djokovic, he's got all his weapons. Obviously, same with Shelton. Got a big serve. Fritz has got a massive serve, but also can rally. De Minaur just doesn't have that shot that can punch through these guys. Felix, Musetti, they've got bigger shots than Demon. They can hit bigger winners. And that's been but the thing is with Demon, right? I mean, 5 years ago, first when he first sort of popped off in like 2018-19, it was like, how's he going to be able to play against the big boys, because they're trying to out rally them, and being quick is not as valuable as maybe as a big forehand is, right? Having that big weapon. But he has shown that you can still get into the top 10. You can be competitive against the top guys even without. But also you can see that De Minaur's changed his game in the last 12 months. You can see that he's been going for more on the forehand. He's not just running everything down anymore. He's being a little more aggressive. 30 love. And I think losing to Sinner in Australia definitely flicked, he realized, I can't, if I'm going to beat Alcaraz and Sinner, consistently, if he can, he hasn't yet, but if he can, he has to do something different. And he has been more aggressive. He's been hitting backhands down the line, hitting him a bit flatter as well. But I think that's the difference, right? Is that he just doesn't have a huge weapon. His weapon is speed and fitness. But Alcaraz and Sinner both have that too, right? Especially fitness. He can maybe wear on Alcaraz a little bit, as we've seen today, but he can't wear down Sinner because that's a lie. He almost did wear down Sinner a month or two ago when he got that set and Sinner started looking sore. But yeah, it's. But again, I think De Minaur being number 7 in the world, proving that maybe he doesn't need a weapon. Drop shot's good, but Alcaraz puts the second shot in the net. All right, we're going to a tiebreak. Here we go. Who thought this was going to happen at 4-1, love 40? Not me. Alcaraz is in a battle now. De Minaur needs to win the set, though, because all that hard work will be for nothing if he doesn't win the tiebreak. Who you got, chat? Who is winning this tiebreak? Also, returning is a big strength of Demon? Yeah, for sure. Deflecting the power of these guys is definitely something that he tries to do. Who's winning this tiebreak? Alcaraz. Okay. All right, Alcaraz to serve. He serves a fault. Second serve. There's a return from Demon, goes to the forehand of Alcaraz. Forehand from Demon on the stretch. Goes long. 1 love Alcaraz. I think Demon can win a 1,000 title. Yeah, I think he could. I don't know which one, but yeah, I think so. All right, 1 love. As Demon serves again. He serves a fault. Second serve. Serving the backhand of Alcaraz, and he shanks it wide, Alcaraz. 1-1. Alcaraz is hitting some weird shots. All right, 1-1. Serve again. Into the forehand of Alcaraz. Return goes out. 2-1 Demon. Canada would be his good chance because Jannik and Carlos don't play that. Well, yeah, that's it. I agree with that. And he made the Canada final too, and lost to Sinner a couple of years ago. So that definitely is probably his best chance. All right, 2-1 Demon. Alcaraz serves in the body of Demon. Return goes into the slice of Alcaraz as Demon slices it back. Into the forehand of Alcaraz. Demon or backhand again. To the backhand of Alcaraz. And Alcaraz in the net. 3-1. Ruud beat Alcaraz in the first match last year very unexpectedly. This would be probably more of an upset than that. We're only one set down there. By the way, 18 errors by Alcaraz. He's hit 18 winners, though, but 18 errors. Also, is that De Minaur's brothers? He has a brother, right? I'm pretty sure he has relatives. Doesn't he have siblings? Anyways, backhand goes in from Demon. Then Alcaraz puts away the smash. 3-2 De Minaur. 3-2. All right, 3-2 Demon. Got the mini break. De Minaur serves again. A fault, second serve. Serving to the back of Alcaraz. Good return. Demon gets it. As Alcaraz with a drop shot. Too good. Too good. Perfect drop shot. If you can drop shot De Minaur successfully, you know it was good. Because he's quick, but also the disguise of that backhand was what really showed how good that drop shot was. Placement, disguise are keys to a good drop shot. By the way, Tony, can you please stop spamming and also putting scores in the chat? Because both of those things are annoying. Thank you. All right, 3-0. De Minaur serves. Massive serve down the tee. Return goes in the front of Demon. Demon puts it away. Nice. 4-3. 4-3. 4-3 Demon. All right, 4-3. By the way, don't forget to like the video if you haven't already. We're on 300 likes. And the ball does turn into a tennis ball. Sorry, the like button turns into a tennis ball. It sounds like I'm just making this up. It's not. I'm not making it up. As the return goes back into Alcaraz, De Minaur backhand. No, Alcaraz hit it out. All right. Another mini break for Demon. 5-3. By the way, it's been an hour. This match has felt a lot quicker than an hour. It doesn't feel like it's been an hour. All right, 5-3 De Minaur. Alcaraz serves in the backhand, Demon in the net. Okay. Alcaraz wins the point. 5-4. De Minaur's got it on his serve. Can he produce the biggest serves of the sets to win it? All right. Please don't put scores in the chat, everybody. Otherwise, you'll be out of here. Thank you. All right, 5-4. De Minaur serves again. He serves a fault. Second serve. Serving to the backhand of Alcaraz. De Minaur backhand into the forehand of Alcaraz. Oh, De Minaur gets it though. Alcaraz forehand cross court. De Minaur running. He gets it back. Alcaraz backhand down the line. De Minaur with a forehand down the line as Alcaraz hits a volley. De Minaur puts up a lob. And then Alcaraz puts away the smash. Oh, De Minaur thought he was going to steal that point. He was hanging on. But Alcaraz too good. 5-5. Great hands by De Minaur to try and just push the ball into the awkward spots, but Alcaraz is too good. And even that lob was very awkward for Alcaraz to hit. It's a great pickup by De Minaur, but Alcaraz was his footwork. He got back just in time. 5-5. Alcaraz is fired up now, no smiles. All right, De Minaur serves again. Oh, fault. Second serve. Second serve. Into the forehand of Alcaraz. Return the forehand to De Minaur. De Minaur in the net. Alcaraz with a set point. 6-5. Alcaraz. Serving to take the first set. But hey, this could have been a really one-sided, boring set. At least we had some fun out of it. 6-5 Alcaraz. To take the first set. Alcaraz with the serve. Is a fault. Second serve. Serving to the backhand of De Minaur. Return goes forward of Alcaraz. De Minaur. Backhand into the backhand of Alcaraz. To the backhand of De Minaur as Alcaraz forehand. Goes down the line. De Minaur gets it on the stretch but hits it long. Alcaraz takes the tiebreak. Wins the last 4 points. That was not pretty by Alcaraz though. He was up 4-1, love 40 for a double break and 5-1. This set should have been over 30 minutes ago, but he gets it anyway. First set in the bag for Carlos. Let's have a look at the errors though, because I want to see how that was. Because Alcaraz hit a lot of errors, especially in the second half of that set. 21 winners, 19 errors, 11 on the forehand. So the forehand was shaky. De Minaur 8 winners, 11 errors. You'd expect that for De Minaur. He's hit 4 aces though, De Minaur, so the serve was there. But yeah, Alcaraz, the forehand of Alcaraz is definitely the shot that's that let him down, or at least kept it close. If that forehand is better, it's not going to be a tiebreak in the second set. But yeah, Alcaraz wasn't hitting errors like that until until he was up 4-1, and he probably thought, I can maybe try a little bit more, be a bit more aggressive, and that kind of undid him a little bit. But he won that set anyway, so who cares? All right. By the way, Chad, if you weren't here at the start of the stream for the special announcement, we're working again, as we were last year, with Trace. Remember how last year at the ATP Finals we're naming those posters? Well, things are a little bit different this time around. We're working with them again, and if you click the link in the chat, or if you click the link that I'm going to put in the chat, if I can find the link to put in the chat. Where's the link? There it is. Go sign up. And you can claim to win prizes. The more days you claim, the more prizes you're in the running for. So jump in and try and claim your prize. And if I show you the on my side of things, I think I can show you. Hang on, where am I? I'll show you at the end. It's just loading. But yeah, all you got to do is you got to just sign up, which is free anyway. You can sign up and then just click who you think is who you want to win. And if you don't think you're not rooting for anybody, you can click the that you're just neutral. And some of the prizes are actually player stuff. So player gear, not just like ATP Finals merch. It's like player gear, signed stuff. I mean, there's some good stuff. So definitely jump on, chat. All right. Alcaraz wins the first 7-6. Let's see if De Minaur can fight back. He's serving first, Demon. As Demon serves a fault, second serve. As with a forehand into the backhand slice of De Minaur. Forehand from Alcaraz into the forehand of Demon. Demon hits it out. Love 15. Love 15. Love 15. Well, I thank everybody who has signed up to claim prizes throughout the week. As we had a fault from Demon, second serve. As the backhand return goes to the backhand of Demon. Backhand from Alcaraz. Again, the backhand of Demon is Alcaraz forehand into the forehand of Demon. Alcaraz forehand again goes down the line. That's a rocket. Demon puts it in the net. Alcaraz unleashed. Love 30. Love 30. All right, love 30. Love 30. As we get a slice from Alcaraz into the forehand of De Minaur. Alcaraz backhand slice again. As De Minaur slices it back into the forehand of Alcaraz. De Minaur backhand goes in the net and it's love 40. All right, love 40. Love 40. As Demon serves a fault. Second serve. Serving to the backhand of Alcaraz. Backhand of Demon. Into the slice of Alcaraz. As Demon forehand. Again to the backhand of Alcaraz, who hits a winner down the line. All right, one love. He's got the break in the second. I've signed up. Thank you. Appreciate it. Had faith in Ben beating Zverev. Obviously rooting for Alcaraz. Fair enough. All right. 1-0. They're just showing the forehand, average forehand speed for Alcaraz and De Minaur. Alcaraz is 10 kilometers faster. That's probably no surprise. De Minaur just doesn't got the special touches right now, but he'll get there eventually. Yeah, I think, again, just like everybody in this group, right? I think that Alcaraz is going to be the one that most of these guys are going to, I wouldn't say accept a loss, but like expect a loss, right? So like De Minaur's best chance of making it to the semis is beating Fritz and Musetti, and then, yeah, okay, you lose to Alcaraz, right? But if Alcaraz beats everybody, then beating Musetti and Fritz might just be enough, right? Going, trying to finish second in the group. Same with Sinner, right? I don't think, Zverev, Shelton, and Auger-Aliassime are probably all thinking, well, if we lose to Sinner, I just have to win against the other guys, So for Demon to play the big bad guy, or he's not bad, but the big scary guy first, and then have to go, okay, now I have to beat Musetti and Fritz. That's probably better than like Musetti and Fritz playing tomorrow, because the winner of that match, the loser of that match then has to beat Alcaraz, right? So, for Demon, getting the Alcaraz match out of the way makes things a little bit clearer that, okay, now I have to beat Fritz and Musetti, which is not going to be easy, but he can beat them. He knows how to beat them. He's beaten them before. Whereas Fritz and Musetti, the loser of that match tomorrow, might be out of the tournament, based on... I mean, they put themselves under so much pressure to have to beat Alcaraz then. Because you probably have to go 2-1. If Alcaraz goes 3-0, you have to go 2-1, right? Same with, Zverev and Shelton tonight, right? That match, the loser of that match then has to probably beat Sinner. And that's not going to be very easy at all because Sinner beat all of the guys in his group last week or 2 weeks ago. All right, Demon's got breakback points already. All right, love 40 to take back the break. Alcaraz serves to the back of Demon. Alcaraz forehand into the forehand of De Minaur as Alcaraz forehand on the stretch. De Minaur on the attack. Alcaraz pass. De Minaur volley in the net. Played a good point too. All right, 15-40. Hey, thank you, Lynn, for the 38 months. Sorry, I missed it. Thank you for the 38. I just seen it. Thank you for the 38 months. Yeah, he had that as well. The approach was, to be honest, if he hit that volley in, I think Alcaraz would have got to it because the approach was a little bit central. But if he gets that volley cross court enough, maybe he gets a second easy second volley. Anyways, second serve, he's still got break points. 15-40. Serving to the front of De Minaur, back into Alcaraz off the tape and wide. We're back on serve. All right. Alcaraz De Minaur gets back the break. 1-1. 1-1. All right. By the way, to the De Minaur fans out there, if you are a De Minaur fan, wait, I'm just going to check. Can I say this? Hang on. I want to make sure I'm not spoiling anything. I think you can. Yeah. So okay, I can. Good. It's public. Okay. So, if you do claim for the entire tournament, every day for the entire tournament, you could win a De Minaur's racket. That's like one of the big prizes, right? So for the De Minaur fans, you got to get in today and you got to sign up and again, I'm going to remind you every day, but like the big prize for especially if you're a De Minaur fan, you could win his racket. So yeah. So I'm going to win his racket. You're a Djokovic fan? That's all right. You can win De Minaur's racket too. You don't have to be an Alcaraz fan, a De Minaur fan. If you're a Djokovic fan, you can still win it. As with a 4-4 rally, passing shot from De Minaur, but Alcaraz with a volley winner. Too good, 15-0. By the way, if you are coming in late, there's a link. All right, 15-0. Beautiful volley. You can see where Demon was running to. Like Alcaraz looked like he was hitting a drop volley and De Minaur took 2 steps forward to get there, but then he pushed it just behind Demon. And I'll show you what it was after this. All right, first serve's a fault, second serve. So this is what he did, right? So Alcaraz was here. De Minaur was here. And then Alcaraz went to hit the drop volley. Like De Minaur thought it was going to go here because he kind of shaped it as if it was going to be a drop. So De Minaur kind of stepped in here. And then Alcaraz, he crossed over here to hit the volley. And he ends up hitting it here, which when De Minaur's here, it's behind him. So instead of hitting it here where De Minaur would have got there and maybe put it cross court, right? Alcaraz kind of like, he went to hit the drop volley, but then he kind of like just pushed it a little bit deeper than, past, like behind Demon. And that's what made that volley so impressive. Because he could have easily hit a drop volley here, but then De Minaur might have got there. So like he just waited for De Minaur to take those 2 steps forward and put himself in this no man's land little area. You don't want to stand here when you're playing tennis. But that's why that volley was so good, because he just kind of waited and then he went 2 steps in and then pushed it behind him. And again, to full De Minaur on his feet is a very Alcaraz makes De Minaur look slow, which not many players can do that because De Minaur is not slow. He's one of the quickest guys, if not the quickest guy in the world. But Alcaraz is someone who can just like outsmart the feet of Demon, if that makes sense. All right, 30 all. Focus on the match. 30-40. Were you not listening? Hello? I was literally talking about this match. Hello? All right, Alcaraz with the winner. All right. Break point. 30-40. 30-40. As with a backhand deadline from Alcaraz, a winner. Okay. All right, 2-1. 2-1. Alcaraz leads with a break. All right. Okay. Is Cam having siesta not focusing? Chad, I don't think you're focusing. Are you locked in? We're watching the ATP Finals. We gotta lock in, chat. Backhand down line was so solid. Oh yeah. I hope this set won't be a repeat of Athens final. How do you mean? Signed up. Did I miss the big news for the day? Nope. Thank you for signing up. Appreciate it. And thank you, Nurse Jackie, for the 17 months. Appreciate that. Do you think Novak can get another slam? Yeah, sure. If he can get through Alcaraz or Sinner, for sure. How can a guy like Norrie beat Carlos? Alex, who's 10 times the player, can't. I think you underestimate Norrie. That's probably why. I don't think you're underestimating Norrie. You know, just because he has a strange technique doesn't make him a bad player. Norrie is a very solid player himself. I mean, he almost won a title yesterday. Norrie just has a weird technique that doesn't seem dangerous. But Norrie's made semifinals of Wimbledon, top 10 player. Like, Norrie is, he's won a 1,000 title. Like, but the thing between Norrie and De Minaur is they both get a lot of shots back. They both also don't give Alcaraz much pace. So Alcaraz has to generate pace. And when Alcaraz is having a bad day like he did against Norrie and he's missing a lot of shots, when he has to generate his own power, that's going to... I mean, again, Alcaraz said that was the worst match he's played all year. And if you look at the stats, it was. It was pretty bad. And even in the first set here, Alcaraz started to play like that. And it got to a tiebreak. You know? Ah, 15 love. But also the difference between this match and Paris as well, not only just the court and all that stuff, but you got to think about the attitude that Alcaraz had going into the Paris match to this one, right? He was probably going into that Paris match thinking, I like this court, it's slower, it's good for me, I love it, blah, blah, blah. And maybe he was a little bit complacent against Norrie. Maybe he expected to win and he was kind of like a little bit, you know, maybe he was not focused. Whereas in this match, after the Norrie match especially, this one here, especially early in this match, he was like locked in. He's, you know, he knows that he's going to be playing the toughest guys on the planet, so he's not going to be maybe not messing around as much. Whereas maybe he maybe took Norrie a little bit too lightly as well. But he's definitely hasn't, you know, besides the second half of the first set where he kind of backed off a bit, I don't think Alcaraz is going to be losing too much focus in this one. At least if he does start to lose, De Minaur deserves some credit. 40 love. As the return goes out by De Minaur. 3-1. Alcaraz with a break in the second. All right. 3-1 Carlos in the second. Now, the way that they do the schedule for the ATP Finals is different to the WTA Finals when they go back-to-back matches. They've got, not only do they have a doubles match for the night, I guess it is the night session technically, right? They got a doubles match first, and then they got the singles match. So we've got about 5 hours until the next match starts, which is, I mean, it's not ideal for people that are like trying to, I mean, it's not ideal for us at home, but it gives, I like that they kind of gives the doubles at least prime position, like the first match of the night, rather than it being tacked on after the singles when people kind of don't pay attention. But it is, I mean, for Australians, it really sucks. Like 5 hours, I got to wait 5 hours. It's already 1:30 in the morning. I've got to wait until 6:30 a.m. to watch the next match. That's unfortunate. And I do like the WTA schedule where it was like back-to-back, but again, I don't mind that the doubles gets a little bit of love. You know, doubles gets forgotten so much throughout the year that it does get, at least tonight, it gets prime position, or at least for this week it gets a prime time spot, and it deserves it. You know, the best doubles players on the planet are playing this tournament. As Alcaraz is the backhand winner, it's 15-30. $15-30. But I'm so keen to watch Zverev versus Shelton. That match is going to be so much fun, I feel. Hopefully Zverev's up for it. Be a shame if he was hurt. I'm so keen for that one. All right, backhand to backhand rally, 15-30. Alcaraz looking for that double break. As Alcaraz backhand goes down the line for a winner. Alcaraz's down the line backhand in this set has been crazy. 15-40. Break points for Alcaraz for a double break in this second set. $15-40. Demon serves. A fault. Second serve. Into the backhand of Alcaraz. Demon or forehand. To the forehand of Alcaraz, who hits another winner. Alcaraz is getting angry. He's getting serious now. That was an angry forehand. That was a very angry shot. He hit that like he meant it. That was angry. It was a vicious forehand. All right. He's up a double break, 4-1. All right. How we doing, chat? How are we doing? Never underestimate Carlos. Yeah, I don't think anyone underestimates Carlos. I'll be up working through the night, I think. Fair enough. Yesterday, you were talking about big news. What is that? I already mentioned it. I'll talk about it later. Domini, thank you for the 17 months. Appreciate it. Why is Demon just standing there half the time? Because Alcaraz is hitting the ball so hard he can't even react. He is not that quick. You can't get those shots back. When my dog watches the match with me, Carlos always wins. Hey, there you go. Demon is going to be kicking himself for all the first serves he missed at the crucial times of the tiebreak. Yeah. But, I mean, if he won the tiebreak, who's this? I mean, Alcaraz would still probably be up 4-1 in the second anyway, and it wouldn't have made any much of a difference. The only difference it makes is if he would have won a set. But he might have gone down to 3 anyway, you know? All right. As that goes out by De Minaur on the return. 15 love. As we get a return out of the front of Alcaraz. Back in from Demon. Alcaraz with the volley. De Minaur with a lob, but it kind of shanked off the frame, and then Alcaraz kind of volleys it back, but De Minaur rips it cross court for a winner. No, 15-all. I think De Minaur tried. I mean, it looked like he was going for a lob, but then he kind of did almost like a ripped topspin backhand. It hit the tape, and that gave De Minaur a bit more help, but it was almost like he was trying to rip the ball to the feet of Alcaraz at the net, which is a great idea to try. Alcaraz still might get it back, but still. Worth a shot. Slice Alcaraz goes into the nets. 15-30. Serve again for Carlos. All right. As we go backhand from Alcaraz. From De Minaur to the forehand of Alcaraz. De Minaur backhand to the forehand of Alcaraz. As De Minaur forehand in the net. 30-all. All right, 30-all. Does Carlos need to win 3 matches to end number 1? Yes. So he needs to win the group stage matches or 2 of the group stage in the semis. As we got a drop shot from Alcaraz, but sliced down the line from Demon. Alcaraz gets it back. Demon volleys it away, though. Nice from Demon. That's his strength. 30-40. Alcaraz was on the ground by the end of it. 30-40. 30-40. Why does Cam have Halloween decorations still up? It's a Christmas tree. All right. Great running from Demon. By the way, Alcaraz, luckily De Minaur was at the net and ready to go because De Minaur did a crazy volley. Alcaraz would have made one of the best shots you've ever seen, but De Minaur just cut it off on the volley. Very close. 30-40. 30-40. Alcaraz serves. Out wide, too strong. And it's deuce. Four 4-1 double break for Alcaraz in the second set. All right. As Alcaraz serves again. Into the forehand of De Minaur. Return goes to the forehand of Alcaraz. De Minaur forehand. Great shot. Alcaraz slices it back. And De Minaur cross-court forehand. Alcaraz just gets it. Again to the forehand of De Minaur. Alcaraz with the backhand pass. De Minaur with the volley. Alcaraz going to get it. And then De Minaur volleys again. Alcaraz going to put it away. No, De Minaur volleys and Alcaraz does put it away. What a rally. That was insane. That was Alcaraz points to his ear. Yeah, definitely. I mean, the crowd should be cheering. If they're not on their feet, that's crazy. That was insane. De Minaur hit some crazy good shots too. I mean, that angled forehand that Alcaraz somehow got back. You knew that once Alcaraz got back in the rally, though, De Minaur had to do something at the net. If he didn't put away the volley, it was going to be over. Crazy. That's crazy. That's got to be the best point of the match. Advantage Alcaraz. Alcaraz serves. And De Minaur in the net. 5-1 Alcaraz. All right. He holds. Yeah, Alcaraz, it's funny because you see De Minaur defend like that. But then when you see Alcaraz defend against De Minaur like that, I mean, it's crazy. That just showed the best of both of those guys in that last rally. All right, De Minaur serving to stay in the set and the match. 27-minute second set. It's gone fast. Hey, WG, thank you for the 18 months. All right, 5-1. Alcaraz in the second. The De Minaur serves. The front of Alcaraz return is long. 15 love. All right, serve again. As the return goes in the back end of De Minaur, Alcaraz back into the forehand of Demon. Alcaraz forehand again into the forehand of Demon, and Alcaraz hits a forehand in the net. All right, 30 love. Your original prediction looks correct. Alcaraz in straight sets, but one of them being a tight set. Did I say? Is that what I said? Nice. Can you tell everybody else that? Can you say that to like anyone who comes in and says Cam curse or any of that like nonsense? 30 love. I need that in writing. 30 love. Is it a 4-4 rally? Slice from Alcaraz into the forehand Demon. Alcaraz the backhand in the net. It's 40 love. So technically you're right. This is going to be a great tournament. I'm on fire. 40 love. Can you please predict my future? Oh, no. No. No! You'll be fine. Everything's fine. Don't worry about it. All right, 40-15. Alcaraz hits a return winner. It's fine. Don't worry about it. You'll be fine. I'm sure I'll be all right. 40-15. As with a fault, second serve. As the return goes into the backhand of De Minaur. Alcaraz forehand to the forehand of Demon. Again, the forehand of Alcaraz. De Minaur forehand goes down the middle. And then Alcaraz in the net with a forehand. It's 5-2. Demon holds. Alcaraz is going to serve the match. What happened to the guy on the top of the tree? I don't know. It's made of plastic. What do you mean? It's not real. All right. Imagine if Alex wins. That'd be wild. All right. All right. He beat Rafa at Wimbledon. He definitely has talent. Who's that? Who are you talking about? Who beat Rafa at Wimbledon? Oh, you're talking about Kyrgios. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Keegs. All right. Let's see if Alcaraz can close this out in the first match of the ATP Finals. Oh, bugger. How fun would it have been if De Minaur won the first set, though? We would have had another, 30 minutes to an hour to watch this match. Probably. The guy on top of the tree was the last guy who said Cam curse. No, it's a plastic. It's made of plastic. Guys, it's not a real skull. That'd be creepy as hell. Alex needs to hire a sports psychologist to fix his mental game. That has lost him the match. Okay. Maybe. I disagree. All right, 5-2. Alcaraz serves. Into the backhand of Demon. Return goes in the front of Alcaraz. Demon or forehand to the backhand of Alcaraz. As De Minaur with a forehand goes into the forehand of Alcaraz. De Minaur backhand pass. Alcaraz with a volley. De Minaur's got it. And he puts it away. Love 15. Love 15. Did I find that at the thrift? No, this was at the store in like a clearance. It was only 50 cents. It's awesome. I saw it and I was like, oh, that's going on my tree. And then I bought a little Santa hat, but I'm waiting for that to show up. So I'm going to put a Christmas hat on it. And so it's going to have a little hat on it too. That'd be awesome. Return goes to forehand of Alcaraz. De Minaur with a lob. That's a high lob. Bounce smash from the baseline Alcaraz. He goes in. De Minaur gets it back, but it's long. 15-0. 15-0. It's not Santa's head. I'm going to put a hat on it. It's made of plastic. It's not a real skeleton. Serve is a fault. Second serve. It's not Santa's head. That's crazy. Anyway, 15 double fault. That's crazy. 15-30. That's crazy. All right. 15-30. As Alcaraz serves, a let. All right, 15-30. As Alcaraz serves again. Into the back of the demon. The lob goes long. 30-0. 30-0. Alcaraz 2 points away from his first win in Turin. Serve to the forehand of Demon. De Minaur can't get it back. Good body serve. Match point Alcaraz, 40-30. To take the win. It's not been easy. It's not been pretty either. I mean, Alcaraz has not played as clean as he should have. I mean, he can't play like this probably against. He definitely can't play like this against the top of the top 10. He gets away with it today, but he's got to be better when he plays the others. Serving the back of the Demon, return into the back of Alcaraz. One-hander goes long by Alcaraz. All right. Deuce. All right, deuce. Why does Alcaraz's level always drop at the end of the year? Because he's tired. And indoor courts. Maybe. I don't know. Probably because he's just played a lot. All right, deuce. And Alcaraz serves. Into the forehand of De Minaur. Alcaraz forehand to the forehand of Demon. Alcaraz with the backhand cross court. De Minaur gets on the stretch. Alcaraz down the middle. De Minaur with the forehand cross court. Alcaraz gets it off the tape. Goes in. De Minaur forehand cross court again. Alcaraz gets that. As De Minaur forehand inside out. Alcaraz gets there with the backhand. De Minaur cross court forehand. Alcaraz got that with the forehand in the line. Now De Minaur's in trouble. Puts it in the net. And Alcaraz says sorry because he hit the tape. And De Minaur's just like, man, give me a break. Advantage Alcaraz. Match point number 2. To take his first victory. Good rallies, though. Oh, yeah, there have been some really good rallies in this one. All right, advantage Alcaraz to take the win. Serve. Into the back of the Demon. Alcaraz forehand goes into the back of the De Minaur as Alcaraz forehand to the line. De Minaur gets it. Alcaraz backhand down the line again. The forehand to De Minaur. As Alcaraz backhand cross-court winner. Too good. I do love watching Alcaraz hit the ball that hard and then De Minaur getting most of them back. Just seeing Alcaraz, like, just how consistently aggressive he can play. You know what I mean? Like, it's so impressive that he's able to hit the ball at like a million miles an hour consistently. Even with De Minaur brings that out of him, right? Wasn't pretty though by Alcaraz. There was some time there where he was, throwing away some points, but he gets out of it. And more importantly, gets the win and starts with a win in Turin. De Minaur, though, even as an Aussie, I'm optimistic. Like, getting that match out of the way is probably the best thing for Demon. Get the hard one out of the way, and now he can really try and beat Fritz and Musetti, which he has beaten before, and I think he can beat on a hard court, especially Musetti, maybe who's a little bit fatigued after last week, maybe. So hopefully De Minaur can rebound. Now, I'm not sure I don't know if it's the same as the WTA where the winners play and the losers play. So whoever wins out of Fritz and Musetti tomorrow will play De Minaur, and whoever wins plays Alcaraz. I'm not sure if that's how it works, but either way, they all got to play each other eventually. There it is. GG's. All right. Very creative Christmas tree, Cam. Even got presents under the tree, Lego blocks. Yeah. Thank you. I like my tree. I was going to put it up before Halloween, but I forgot. So here it is. All right. By the way, chat, before you go, we're very lucky. The announcement, if you weren't here earlier, we're partnering up this week for the entire ATP Finals with Trace. Now, last year we worked with Trace. We were doing the posters. Remember how we were naming the posters? We're working with them, but this time they've changed it a little bit, and it's better than it was last year, in my opinion. You can actually win some really cool prizes. So sign up with the link. I'll put the link in the chat, and I'll show you a little bit of the app, and then we'll so you guys can see. So it's free to sign up, as it was free last year, and yeah, the guys at Trace, by the way, doing this for the fans. They're just like us. They're just tennis fans that are just wanting to try and provide something a little bit different into the tennis world. And some of the prizes are so sick, especially if you're a De Minaur fan. One of the big prizes is his racket. So here it is. Once you sign up and all that stuff, you just enter. It's super easy, and you enter the tournament, which is Turin. They've been doing this since Canada, by the way. I've already claimed my prize, which was for day one. It's not like last year where you kind of have to, try and be here every day. If you do it for like 3 days, you in it for a certain amount of days, there's a different prize for everyone. But if you go for every day, if you claim every day, which I'm going to remind you every day, if you do it all 8 days, you can win a lot more. You have a lot more chances to win a lot more different prizes. So if you're going for just the 1 day, so let's say today you do it and you don't do it for the rest of the week, you might get Taylor Fritz's headband. So again, there's player stuff, which is so sick. So here are the different tiers. So if you do it for 1 day, that's the first day's prize. Signed tennis ball. Holy moly! There you go. That's pretty big. Shelton tennis item. Not sure what that is yet. They'll announce it later. ATP Finals towels. Taylor Fritz shirt. Jannik Sinner signed shirt. How about that? Who doesn't want that? I think that's 4 days. 4 or 5 or 6. Is that 6? I can't count. So yeah, hats, and then De Minaur's racket is if you do all 8 days. But if you do all 8 days, you can still win any of the other prizes. So it just depends on how many days you do it. But thanks for them for teaming up with us again, and make sure you go in and go sign up. I know a few of you already have, but if you sign up, then you could win something, and it's all free. This is all free. You don't have to pay for any of this. It's all free. So go check it out. All right. Respect to Demon for a 6-1, turning a 6-1, 6-2 loss into a 7-6, 6-2 loss. I mean, the first set could have been really ugly. You're right. It's a shame. If you won the first set, it would have been a really interesting third set. Remember last year you were talking about the long idle gap between the two matches, the ATP Finals, they still haven't fixed it? Yeah. Sign up easy? Yeah. Where do I sign up? Oh, here you go. So the link is in the chat, and it's also in the description if you're watching a replay. It is a bit frustrating that like the next match starts in 4.5 hours, but again, they're giving the doubles the center stage, which I don't mind. So It's not. If they were doing 4.5 hours with nothing, it would be a little bit more frustrating. But because they're putting the doubles on first, I'm not going to get mad that the doubles gets its center stage. Doubles gets overlooked so much over the season, so at least they get their as much as I would love them to go back to back with their matches, so we don't have to stay up. I don't have to stay up all night. If the doubles takes center stage for a couple hours, go for it. They deserve it. They've earned it. They're the best doubles teams in the world. They deserve some love. Carlos didn't even play well and still beat Demon. Yeah, which is great for. It means he has to play better against the other guys because, Musetti and Fritz are not going to be. They're not going to be pushovers. Looking for Zverev Shelton. Oh yeah, I'm excited for that one. I love watching Shelton. You guys know that. We love watching Shelton. Both Fritz and Musetti have better serves than Demon 2. Yeah, well, that's it. They've got bigger weapons, so Alcaraz is going to have to be a lot sharper. He got away with it today, playing a little bit sloppy in the second half of the first set. But when he plays, those big hitters, he's going to have to be sharp. But the good thing for Demon is that Demon he can beat Fritz and he can beat Musetti. So all hope isn't lost for Demon yet. He's got to beat them, but getting the Alcaraz match out of the way might not be the worst thing. Imagine having to go into the Alcaraz match having to beat him to get to the semis. That's the worst. So I'm glad he got this out of the way because now he just has to go win the other two matches. And that gives him a best possible chance to get to the semis. My eyes on Fritz and Alcaraz match this week. Oh yeah, I don't know if they play if they both win. I don't know if I'm not sure if how because the WTA do that, but I'm not sure the ATP do that. But we'll see. Oh yeah, by the way, chap, with the claiming of the trace link, if you click on it, you've got to pick who you're going for. You've got 7 hours until. By the time we get to the next match, and I'll remind you of the next match anyway. But all you got to do this time is you got to click on the link and you got to pick who you're going for, and that's how you get it. That's easy. So if you're not going for anyone, you can pick the third option, which is you're a neutral fan. You don't mind. So it's super easy. And again, appreciate everyone who's clicked the link and everything. And chat, I want us to win a prize. I want one of you in the chat to go, I won a signed tennis ball. God, who doesn't? It's free. It's free. it's free. How do you get the prizes? Is it random? It would be random. It's just like any giveaway, So yeah, it'd be so sick if some of us got the prizes. Like if you guys come in the chat and be like, "Hey, I want a signed tennis ball." I literally collect them. If I win, I'd love to win a signed Shelton tennis ball. Or chat. How close was I to getting an Alcaraz signed tennis ball 2 years ago? And the security whisked him away, and then could win one through this. So that would be lovely. Yeah, he was right there. He was right there. It's November and they're still playing tennis. No off season for tennis. Not healthy for athletes. Yeah, welcome to the sport. It's been like that forever. Will we be going to the AO Cam next year? Nah. Just don't have time. There is no time. That was one of the best streams. Yeah. It was so crazy. They just do so much before the AO now that it's just so hard to get to the AO. It's so busy too. It's such a busy event. It was fun going a couple of years ago because it was still kind of like restrictions on some things, so that, like, it wasn't super busy. But like, if I went next year, it'd be crazy. Who is the other alternate besides Bublik? Ruud, Casper Ruud. He was in the stands watching this match. So Casper Ruud is the other guy. I was very lucky to get tickets for the both men's semi-final matches next year. What are the Australian Open? Nice. Imagine if Bublik or Ruud got to play. I'd love if Bublik played. Bublik playing would be so fun. It'd be so much fun. But that means somebody would have to pull out injured, and we don't want to see that. But I would love Bublik to get a chance to play. He would make it, even if it was one match. You know he's not going to waste that chance to play just one match against one of these guys and just kind of like showcase his skill. You know what I mean? Like, like Bublik playing against anybody would be so much fun. There are players, though, that are in this tournament that we have to wait and see what they look like physically, because they have had injuries, right? Zverev is one of them, right? So we'll see if how Zverev looks in the next match. He said he's fine, but we'll wait and see with him in about 4 hours. Yeah. It would be interesting to see Bublik Sinner in Turin. That would be fun. That would be pretty wild, I think. If nothing else, it'd be entertaining. Ruud arrived just to pick up the second alternate paycheck. Maybe. Also to maybe play. I mean, again, a lot of players have been tired and injured at the end of the year. You know, I don't think anyone's 100% at this stage. Zverev, Shelton, maybe even Musetti? What do you mean? Oh, pardon me. Zverev match starts in about 4 hours. So no, not straight away. You gotta wait 4 hours for the next one. The only downside of this schedule as well, is you lose people's attention. Like, you know, obviously we're all hardcore, so we're all gonna watch everything, but yeah, you can't, like, all the people that are kind of like tuning into the ATP Finals, and then like after the Alcaraz match, it's like, oh, by the way, the next match is in 4 hours. Most people are going to go and forget that it's on. You know what I mean? Like, that's a bit of a bad part of this schedule, you know, is that you're going to lose those more casual fans who are going to, you know, if you had it back to back, people might stick around and watch, you know, even if they're not interested in the next match as much as this one. But you're just going to lose a lot of people, you know, by spreading them out so much, and you know, that's a little bit of a problem. But again, they're going to put the doubles on as like the, you know, center stage. So let's be honest, the people watching this tournament are more likely to be actual tennis fans. Yeah, but I mean, like, if you tune into the first match, like today's Sunday, right? If you got the first match on and then the Alcaraz match finishes, and then you're like, oh, I got to wait until the next match is in 4 hours. I'm going to change the channel. I'm going to watch something else. I'm going to go outside. I'm going to do this and that. And then you might forget that the next match starts. So you kind of lose. Whereas if it was back to back, more people would be likely to, like, you know, stick around and just keep watching. You know, if it was back to back, you know, I think that's where it gets lost a little bit. And the same thing as yesterday, like I was saying earlier. You know, had the schedule been a little bit better yesterday, and not been, you know, every match on at the same time, you could make it like a tennis afternoon, and you could go like, you know, this match and then this match and then this match, you know, and make just like they do with every other sport. You know, every other sport has those, you know, you know, you can sit there and watch tennis all day or watch other sports all day. So I think it's a little bit of a missed opportunity, but again, the tournament has its reasons. They schedule it for to do the ticket sale, like night session, things, but then also to put the doubles on and give the doubles. Well, the WTA finals did the opposite, and they put the doubles either side and then the singles in the middle until the final. And I think that works better. It's better for fans to watch on TV, but I think it just makes it flows a little more. All right. It's disappointing that no one cared so much about the WTA finals yesterday. That's not true. A lot of people cared. It's just that it got overshadowed with Djokovic winning and then withdrawing, and like the news of Raducanu winning was great, but then it was overshadowed by Djokovic and pulling out of the ATP finals, and then Musetti getting in, and what does that mean? It got a little bit overshadowed, but it was still great. I mean, I don't think it was. I don't think a lot of people cared. A lot of people cared. It's just that after the aftermath, what happened in Athens was more important for the ATP finals. But a lot of people watched the Raducanu streams. Like, people were watching. We had a heap of people watching. It didn't do anything. But I mean, the scheduling was awkward. And it sucks for Tien. I think the biggest thing was that Tien and Norrie, that match was probably the best of the three matches, most dramatic, and that completely got missed. Because that was on at the same time, and that just completely got overshadowed by both matches. That was a shame. Especially because Tien won his first title. Athens was a very weird match. It was, wasn't it? It kind of felt, like I said as a joke yesterday, it felt scripted. And it wasn't, obviously, but it kind of just felt like everything that happened yesterday, we could have predicted. Musetti had a chance to win, but he didn't win, but then he got in anyway because Novak retired. We said all that stuff anyway. Novak withdrew, not retired. He withdrew. It's like everything that happened yesterday kind of felt like a script. Like it was going to be a dramatic finale, and it was going to be Djokovic winning even the shirt ripping. It all kind of felt like we'd seen this all before, and we could have it was almost scripted as a movie, going into it. Musetti had to win, but he has to beat Djokovic, and Djokovic was trying to win his 101st title, and blah, blah. And then at the end, Musetti gets in anyway because Djokovic doesn't play next week, and it's all, everybody wins. It felt, that was like the happy ending, right? It was weird. It was such a weird match because even Djokovic first said he didn't really play that well. I mean, he didn't play at a level. And then when he started playing better in the second set, it was like, okay, finally. And then the final set, he was serving for it. It gets broken. He's serving for it again. It was just like, It never really felt like Djokovic was going to lose, even when he was losing, because you're just like, well, he's not playing well enough. He's gonna lift, and then if he plays just a little bit better, he's gonna win. It was weird, such a weird. It was such a weird vibe. I just didn't. I don't know what it was. It just didn't feel like. It felt like we were watching something that we knew how it was going to go. That's what it was. Not predictable, but I don't know. I just felt it just had that oh yeah, I could have told you this is going to happen, and blah blah blah. It never felt like Djokovic was in trouble though. I didn't think Djokovic ever looked like he was going to lose. I missed it, but I saw Raducanu literally beat Sabalenka off the court. Yeah, Raducanu looked amazing. Raducanu was amazing yesterday. What's my prediction for Carlos versus Musetti? Carlos. In straights, probably. It depends on how Musetti looks against Fritz. Do you think Djokovic was ever going to play the ATP Finals this year? Athens seems like a great exit strategy for him. I mean, I know he said like he had a shoulder issue, and he did have tape on his shoulder and stuff. I don't think he was ever going to play. I don't think so. I think it was one of those things. Maybe in the first match, he was probably, if he lost that first match, and he'd lost in Athens like in the second round, and he you know, if Tabilo had beaten him, then maybe he would have played Turin. But I think once he won that first match, he probably was thinking, you know what, I'm gonna and look, his brother gave him the trophy, right? Like it's his brother, you know, his brother's, it's his brother runs the tournament, like, and he also moved to Greece, all that stuff. Again, that tournament was supposed to be in Belgrade, so it was supposed to be like a Serbian event, and it was supposed to be in Serbia. And the reactions, again, I think Djokovic winning it as his, you know, he reacted as if it was in Serbia, right? So I think that it was very important to him. But if he had lost that first match, maybe he would have played Turin. But I think once he beat Tabilo, I think he was probably never going to play Turin. I know he said it was because his shoulder got worse and he just doesn't feel fit enough to play against these guys and stuff. But he literally just played against one of the guys who was in the finals. You know, he beat a top 10 guy in the final. But I think once it got to the quarterfinals, it was probably like, yeah, he's not coming to Turin. But had he have lost early in Athens, maybe it would have been different. Because he probably wouldn't want to finish the year off in a second round loss, you know. But once he made the quarters or the semis, it was probably like, yeah, he ain't going. He's not going. Because even in the semis, he looks so locked in the semis. And he looks so like fired up about it, even though he demolished, and it was against somebody he should have demolished. His attitude just looks so different. And you thought, oh, well, he's probably putting everything in this so he can end the season on a high. Musetti Novak was simply outstanding. Was it though? I don't know. I don't feel like it was. Again, it felt like it was a good match. It was definitely a good match. It was a dramatic finish. But it never felt, I don't know, maybe it was just me. I never felt like it was really that. It didn't feel like Musetti was really going to win. Like, you know, I never got a feeling like, oh man, Djokovic might lose this. Like, it never felt like he was going to lose. Even though it looked like he was going to lose after the first set. It just didn't have the same tension as I thought, as that match should have, maybe. I don't know. There was some good shot making by Musetti, for sure. Axe.
How can Sinner end year end number one? I don't understand the situations that need to fall in place.
Hey, thank you for the 5. So, Alcaraz needs to lose in the group stage and not make the semis, lose a match in the group stage and lose in the semis, and Sinner has to win the entire tournament. So basically, from a Sinner point of view, he has to win the entire tournament and hope that Alcaraz only wins 2 matches and then loses either in the group stage or the semis. So it's not all on Sinner. Sinner can't just do something and he will win. He needs Alcaraz to also lose. So, yeah. So he needs Alcaraz to lose is the main thing. And he also has to sweep, make the final and win the whole thing. So yeah. I agree. Felt like Musetti was being taken for a ride. Yeah, it did feel like he was being toyed with a little bit, especially in the second set. Do people get fined for not taking photos? You mean like with the fans? No, I don't think so. No one beat Sinner except Alcaraz? Yeah. It's more on Alcaraz's shoulders if he can stay number one. If he can win number one. Alcaraz just got to win 2 more matches. That's pretty simple. Oh, trophy ceremony photos? I don't know. Probably. I mean, there's probably a rule in the rule book that you've got to do certain things at the ceremonies. I know if you leave the ceremony, you get fined. If you don't attend the ceremony, you get in trouble. Thanks for the answer, Norris. It was in Belgrade last year in the same week. And he said right after the US Open he wasn't going to play. He won't play his brother's event because it was a fit his schedule. Okay. I don't think it was last year. I think it was 2 years ago, wasn't it? Carlos will be number one until the Australian Open. And then Sinner has 3 months worth of points to gain. Exactly. Oh, it doesn't fit his schedule. Yeah, because, yeah. After winning $5.2 million, I don't think a fine is a problem. Yeah. I don't think Raducanu is too bothered. Sinner can win the tournament but he's unlikely to be year number one. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, like one said, it's Sinner might not end the year at number one, but he's got a massive chance to become number one before the clay season. Like, you don't think that Sinner can win Doha, Dubai, Acapulco, Rotterdam in February? Not all of them, but one of those events, and then also take out Miami or Indian Wells, right? I mean, then Monte Carlo. There's like so many points on the table for Sinner to reclaim number one, as early as April, right? If he defends the Australian Open, obviously that's a big point. If he loses the Australian Open, then that's different. But if he defends the Australian Open and Alcaraz doesn't, make the final, for example, then going to February, March, where Alcaraz has more points to lose because he made the semis of Indian Wells and stuff, that's where we could change hands again, Because remember, since he was the defending champion of Miami, and didn't get to play that. So, no, I said he's not playing. He can't play all those 500s. I didn't say he was going to play all of them. But he'll probably play Doha. He'll probably play Dubai. And then he'll play Indian Wells in Miami. Like, that's what, 3,000 points right there. I'm sure Sydney can take it back next year, but this year belongs to Carlos. Yeah. I mean, Alcaraz's clay season was incredible. And the level that Alcaraz showed, especially at the US Open, was ridiculous, Do you think Raducanu will win another slam? Yeah, I think so. All right, chat. I'm going to get out of here. He usually plays Rotterdam, that's it. Well, last year he played Doha. He didn't play Rotterdam last year. Sinner. So, I don't think Sinner's playing Rotterdam this year. Next year. I think what we're going to see in the next years, now that we know there's going to be a Saudi 1000, I think we're going to see a lot of players get used to the scheduling of Doha, Dubai, because then what's going to happen is you go Doha, Dubai, and then you go to Saudi Arabia to play the 1000, if that's how the schedule goes, if they don't put it in January. So I think you're going to see a lot of players do that. Like, after the Australian Open, they're going to, take a couple of weeks off and then go to do the Middle Eastern swing and then go to Indian Wells. So I think a lot of players will probably stop using Rotterdam as a warm-up for those events, because it's sort of, unless you play bad in Australia and then you want to go to Rotterdam to get some form and then come back. But I think a lot of players are going to start like scheduling around this new 1000 if it does put itself in February, or if it's in February. So I think we're going to get more players playing Doha as a 500 instead of Rotterdam, just because it makes logistical sense, especially for those who play well in Australia. So I don't know if he's going to play Rotterdam, Sinner. I think he'd probably more likely play the tournaments that are in the Middle East, so then he can, in the years to come, figure it out. Figure out that scheduling. And a lot of players will probably do that, because the 1000 event is obviously very, very important for rankings and for prize money. Will be off the chain. Like, that the first edition of the Saudi Arabia 1000 is going to be the biggest 1000 prize money to ever be in tennis. It's going to be like, that's what they have at their disposal, is they can become the most lucrative 1000 ever. To try and if they need to try and influence the players to play or whatever, try and entice the players to play, they're going to be like, there's more prize money here than any other 1,000 you've ever seen. And then people are going to be like, well, I need the prize money, so I'm going to come here. They're going to put up lots of money. I mean, the WTA Finals is worth more than I think any other tournament on the WTA, including the slams. Raducanu won $5 million. That's more prize money in one tournament than she's won at a slam. Like that's what they've got. That's how they're going to get a lot of these players to jump on. But then the top 10 players are going to be like, well, it's 1,000 points. I'm not going to waste that opportunity to get 1,000 points. That's obviously going to be a big deal as well. But that doesn't start for a couple of years. I think it's in 27, right? 2027, and they don't know when it's going to be. They haven't announced when it's going to be. All right, I'm out of here. I'll see you guys in a couple hours. I'm going to send you over the next one. Again, sign up and claim your prize. I'll remind you in the next match anyway, but go sign up if you haven't already. But jump on over here. 4 hours. We're going to wait for the next one. 4 hours. I don't know what I'm going to do. 4 hours. I have nothing to do. Maybe I'll just go watch movies or something. I'll go do something. But Alcaraz gets off to a winning start. 7-6, 6-2. He takes out De Minaur in the first match. There was times when Alcaraz was playing unstoppable tennis, but definitely room for improvement. And luckily for him, the matches are going to get slightly better, harder and harder before he eventually has to play possibly Jannik Sinner. So, there's going to be opportunity for Alcaraz to get better and better. But for De Minaur, also great to get this match out of the way because this is definitely the hardest match of the group for everybody. Get that Alcaraz match out of the way, and De Minaur can regroup and try and beat the other two guys to make the semis. But we'll watch Zverev versus Shelton. That's coming up in 4 hours. That's going to be a banger.